Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So today we are doing a Girl of the Year video right before the 2023 Girl of the Year drops. We've got Corinne here because she is going to enjoy her last few, at the time I'm filming this, days of her year. But today, instead of ranking in list or tier form the Girl of the Years like I've done many times before, we are going to go through each Girl of the Year and I'm going to tell you something I would change about them. Now, if memory serves me correct, my friend Allie of Allie Cat Loves AG did this a while ago and I wanted to do it and I never actually did. So this could be also something we could do with the historicals as well. But I really like this idea because Girl of the Year often struggles with certain things like face mold, hobbies, skin tone, hair color, eye color, like things like that. They really struggle with it. So I thought it'd be a good idea for me to go ahead and tweak the Girl of the Years a little bit. So with that being said, if I change like your favorite thing about each Girl of the Year, this is just a fun little concept that I thought would be really cool to kind of segue into the Girl of the Year 2023. I haven't covered any leaks on her just because I don't cover American Girl leaks over on this channel. But anyway, we're going to start with Lindsay and work our way up to Corinne. So for Lindsay, I didn't want to be too harsh on her because she is the first Girl of the Year. And if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have any of the ones that follow. I always say this, even though she is my least favorite Girl of the Year, like we have to honor her. So I didn't want to be like too, judgmental of poor Lindsay. But I think, honestly, the one thing I just don't like about her is, aside from the fact that her collection is small, like, we really can't fault her for that. But I don't know. See, okay, this is where I might get a little bit of flack for this one. So her hair, I've never really liked her hair, but it could just be because I am way more, like, a fan of longer hair. But again, the short hair is unique to American Girl because they don't really do a lot of short hair dolls. So I don't know. I really couldn't think of anything besides the collection, but I didn't want to do that. With Kaylee, I kind of have two. So you guys see the bathing suit on the right there. I absolutely hate that thing. I think it is so incredibly ugly, and it's just, no, absolutely terrible. Like, please, no. And the other two outfits in her collection are blue, so, like, that completely, like, goes against the color scheme. But anyway, the other thing, I think this is more of a, like, manufacturing issue. If you don't know, Kaylee's have a tendency to turn yellow or orange the older they get. So I'm kind of scared, like, once I add a Kaylee to my collection, because I would like to, she's gonna, like, get really, I don't even know, like, yellow or orange, and it's gonna look weird. So I don't know. I guess some of these girls I have two things for. Marisol was so beyond easy, you guys don't even know. So I do own Marisol, and these pants have driven me nuts for years and years. Ever since my sister got Marisol back in 2005, I have despised these pants. So yes, it's good for the time period, but I seriously hate these pants so much. I was like, I don't even care about her hobby, her collection, all that stuff. I was like, these pants, these are number one on my list of things that we need to get rid of. Jess was actually kind of easy as well because, yes, she introduced us to the Jess mold, which is my favorite. I think this is like a common thing with a lot of people when it comes to Jess McConnell. Her meat outfit as well is quite atrocious. The top is not bad. I wish it was a little bit more cropped, but again, we have to remember that like the actual dolls you buy from the store are supposed to be like 9 to 11 or whatever, and then some of us, like myself, dress your dolls a little bit older than they're supposed to be. So then there's the skirt. The skirt drives me absolutely insane. I have never used this. Actually, I don't even know where my sister's Jess doll's meat outfit is, and I do actually have the sandals, but since they are literally from 2006, the elastic has broken on them. This was my sister's second doll. My sister got Marisol when she was 3 and Jess when she was 4. So you can imagine between the two of us, we broke this elastic right away. So I'm really just not a fan of, like, the whole outfit is really bad. And I get what they were going for, but it just was not executed well. And then the shoes, I don't like when they do that elastic on the back for flip-flops and stuff because, like, it's so easy to break. With Nikki, it was kind of hard because I really don't, there's some outfits in her collection that I don't like, but not enough to be like, that needs to go. So I was thinking possibly her face mold because at this point we had two classics, a Josefina and a Jess mold. So now we have another classic and we have another classic right after that. So possibly we didn't have the Sonali, we didn't have the Marie Grace. At this time, I think we had classic Josefina, Addie, Kaya, and Jess. So I think that was it. Oh my God, that's so weird to think about, like, how little face molds we had back in the day. Or even a new mold for Nikki, possibly. I have Mia's whole collection on the screen here because the one piece I wanted to showcase just looked better in this. So Mia, you guys know I love Mia. So her hobby is it's very unique to the American Girl of the Year line because they've never done an ice skater since. And I think it's very good because you will notice that we get into repetitive hobbies in a little bit. But the ice rink is ridiculous. It's basically just a huge glorified doll stand that takes up space. And it's like the background behind what the Mia and like the super sparkly, or both of the leotards actually, is like standing in. So if you know, you know, but it is just an overpriced, big, bulky doll stand, and I don't think it was necessary. For Chrissa, I picked the pajamas. I do not like these at all. They look very like uncomfortable. Like, I don't know about you guys, but 3 out of 4 seasons where I live, I have to sleep in shorts and a t-shirt. And the only exception is when I wear my like super fluffy pajamas in the wintertime because I live in like the literal Arctic. But this just looks like it would be way too hot and uncomfortable. And the pants, I actually had, and I have had several pairs of like silk pajamas, and they're not very comfortable to sleep in. Like, they're like sliding and stuff, and I don't know if those like pants are like, they look slippery. So I don't know. I've never held these before, but it was kind of hard thinking of what I could change for Chrissa. Maybe, I think honestly for her, made her a little bit more unique looking, different skin tone, new face mold or something, because a lot of the times Chrissa gets outshined by Sonali, who was of a darker skin tone and had a brand new face mold, and you would think that all that attention would be given to the Girl of the Year and not one of her friends. Laney. Okay, you guys know I have like a lot of problems with this doll. I don't like her theme, but I think that's just because I'm not like an outdoorsy person. It was a little bit different for the time. I hate her meat outfit. I absolutely hate it. I don't like when things are going like horizontal and vertical or slanted, whatever you want to say for the skirt. Just like, no, I can't do it. Some of the outfits are okay. I do think this would have been the perfect time for a new face mold, because then we're going to get into a rut of just repetitive face molds alternating between classic and Josefina mold right after Kanani. So like, this would have been a good time for a new face mold, or even a Kaya, Addie, or repeat Jess mold, because up until this point we only had one Jess mold and it was literally Jess. Or again, her skin tone could have been different, but I feel like Laney was kind of like a waste. Kanani would have literally been perfect if this outfit didn't exist in her collection. At first, I was thinking maybe make her hair a little bit shorter, but her hair is what really makes her unique, because I think aside from Kaya, she is like the American Girl with the longest hair, or her hair might be longer than Kaya's. I don't know. My Kaya's hair is in braids, so I can't actually compare the two. But this outfit, bathing suit rather, is so ugly. I hate it so much. It's just, no, I do not like it at all. With McKenna, aside from the obvious face mold, hair, eye, and skin tone, I went with these pajamas. For some reason, there's a lot of Girl of the Year pajamas that I literally like despise with every fiber of my being, McKenna's included. They look probably even hotter than Chrissa's, because I'm pretty sure those pants would be like thicker and stuff. So there's no way you could sleep comfortably in these. I mean, I don't know, maybe some people do, but I don't like them, and I don't really feel like they go with McKenna's collection as a whole. For me, Sage has one of my favorite collections, so it was kind of hard. The hot air balloon thing was interesting. Up until this point, we hadn't had like an artist painter, so that was also interesting. So her theme was fine. I think, again, this is probably just the face mold incident, and as well as skin tone, eye color, things like that. But again, like, Sage's wig is one of my favorites. I would love to have a Sage Copeland back in my collection, but I just haven't, found one that I'm willing to pay like a good amount of money for in the condition that I want. But I really don't have, I've never seen the Sage movie. I've heard she's like really bratty and mean in it. Like, I feel like that's a common theme with a lot of the later Girl of the Years. Like, if we talk about Grace not wanting to go to Paris and stuff like that, it's just kind of a theme. I'm not quite sure. I really don't, I think, honestly, just with Sage, it's like the obvious face mold and stuff like that. Maybe, oh my God, Sage as a Jess mold would have been so cute. Or again, new face mold. I don't know why they waited. The last new face mold we got was Jess, and then they waited until 2020 with Joss to give us a new face mold. I'm a bit confused on that front. With Isabelle's, you're all going to laugh at me because if you don't know, this is my favorite girl of the year. This is my mini-me, actually. But the one thing I would change about her is what I did to my own personal Isabelle. I would give her blue eyes so she could for sure be my mini-me. And potentially the Blair Wilson skin tone, which didn't exist at the time. But that just matches me better. I would give her the Blair skin tone and have Isabelle be the one to debut it and blue eyes like mine because she's perfect and I will always, go to bat for her no matter what anyone says. This doll was so, she literally is me. There's pink, dancing, cats, anxiety, like it's me. But again, we do have to remember that Marisol was a dancer. But if you don't know anything about dance, there's all different types of dances. And Allie has actually covered this. She has been dancing, I danced for 10 years. I did a couple different forms of dance, just like Allie does. I just can't remember how long she's been dancing for. But there's all different types of dancing, and we didn't have a ballerina, so that does give her some leeway because Marisol was a different type of dancer. So Grace was our first kind of baker. We didn't have a girl of the year that liked to cook or bake or something until Grace. But one common theme in the Girl of the Year line is they get to go on these really extravagant vacations. And I've seen a lot of people point this out over the years. And I didn't go on extravagant vacations when I was that little. I mean, again, we have to remember who their target audience is. And I'm thinking back to a video Allie did, I think last week. And it was she was talking about how American Girl's target audience is basically upper class. So maybe girls of the upper class would go on fancy vacations to, in Grace's case, Paris and stuff. But, for the middle class people, I've never been to Paris. I would like to go, but anyway, Grace, the one thing I would change about this doll, and you all probably know this, I hate the side bang thing. I think it is so... Okay, not in real life, because I've talked about this and then people are like, I have side bangs. What's wrong with that? Nothing is wrong with it in real life, but the way American Girl does it, it bothers me so much. And then I think about Mary Ellen and Courtney's weird bangs. Grace's is slightly better, but I would definitely give her a new wig. And honestly, I'm thinking about it. There have not been a lot of American Girls with black hair. There's lots of blonde, of course. 2 redheads. Not very many brunettes. Okay, if you count Sage as a redhead, there's technically 3. But I don't know. There's not been that many with black hair. I think just Gabriella and, Luciana. And Corinne. Oh, God. And Corinne. And then, okay, I don't know. Some people consider Jess's hair black. Some say brown. So I don't really know. But definitely change Grace's wig. So with Leah, this was fairly easy for me. Yes, she is super unique and beautiful, even though she has a super common face mold that has been overused in the Girl of the Year line. I had to go with the fact that I would literally change her entire collection. Her entire, there's always animals. Animal trope is a really big one for the Girl of the Year dolls, but I feel like Leah and Laney are much too similar, and I just don't feel... I know that, you don't have to look a certain way to do certain things, but for me, I feel like Leah would have been better off if she was, a fashionista or something. I don't know, or she looks like she would be very into... but again, we have to remember they're targeted, they're little girls. So I can't say she looks like she'd be an influencer because I dress my Leah as if she's a teenager. So yeah, she looks like she'd be an influencer, but Leah just doesn't look like the nature type of doll. Again, not saying that you have to look a certain way to do a certain hobby, but I think she really I don't know. I feel like she would be way more girly than what she actually was. And I really only like one outfit in her collection. And it's not even That's funny. It's the white dress. It's not even on this little collage that I pulled up, but I just feel like Leah's collection just doesn't scream Leah Clark to me. And again, it's kind of like Laney's, but like tweaked a little bit. So kind of repetitive. Gabriella's might make some people a little bit mad, but for me, okay, so here's what I would have done. I would have just let them go with the whole Tenny Grant thing and kind of, just have that be 2017. And then I would have taken that extra year to not just pull a random Truly Me doll and kind of give her recycled themes and recycled recolored pieces and really give her something that was, unique and things like that. And yes, she did have some unique aspects to her, but I don't think it should have taken them this long to add such unique aspects to a lineup, especially since we had in a row McKenna with Josefina mold, Sage classic, Isabelle classic, Grace Josefina, Leah Josefina. Like, I don't think all of those years that they were doing that, they should have definitely done something different or, taken those years to develop the fact that they were going to introduce the Sonali mold technically into the Girl of the Year line. And it really should have been a more thought out process. So poor Gabriella, I feel like, yes, she could still be Gabriella McBride, but they could have totally changed her and made her something else. Instead, she just got a bunch of recycled, recolored things, and it's really sad. Luciana, I'm sure if you are not new here, you know my opinion on this doll as a whole. She is just completely not for me. But I can't say I would change her whole collection of stuff because her collection is very unique to the American Girl line. They'd never done any math or science things like that before. So I can't be yeah, definitely change that. No, that's not right because it's not something repetitive. So I went with the fact that I don't like her wig and I really hate this meat dress. So those are the things that I would change for Luciana. Blair is very important because she is the doll that got me back into doll collecting. So for a doll to be that powerful to convince me to order her after 10 years of not even having an American Girl in my hands every single day, she's got to be pretty powerful. So I think, okay, this is just me being a complete idiot, but I would love to see Blair with blue eyes, but that's just really the only thing I could think of to change. Her story was kind of unique as well because she is kind of a little mini wedding planner, and then she's also lactose intolerant, which I think is very important, especially for younger children to learn about food allergies and conditions such as that. Someone very close to me actually is lactose intolerant. So it was really cool to see that they were branching out and doing stuff like that. So there's really not a lot I would change about Blair because she's very important to me, and I really would like to see her with blue eyes, though, I'm not gonna lie. Finally, after 14 years, we get a brand new face mold in the Girl of the Year line via Joss Kendrick. So I have two things that I would change about Joss. And the first being that we've kind of already seen the whole surfer thing done with Kaylee, and then I'm pretty sure Kanani had a surfboard, and then kind of like Jess with the whole beachy vibe as well. So the beach theme has been done a whole lot. The cheerleading thing, though, was a little bit more unique, as well as the fact that she is hearing impaired, and I absolutely love that. You guys know with my vision impairment, I love when any type of disability is represented. I would love for them to do a visually impaired, legally blind Girl of the Year. However, I don't know how, it would have to be executed properly, and I don't really know how they would do that. But honestly, just Joss's theme, also, it was kind of confusing, and half of it was super repetitive. But the other thing, I feel really bad for saying this, is her name. You guys know names are a hobby of mine, so I'm always studying names and looking for new cool names to use for my dolls. So I just don't like her name, and you guys know I changed mine, and I love my Joss Kendrick doll, just because I made her into a specific character. But yeah, her name and then her repetitive theme. Kira, I had kind of a hard time deciding because you guys know I love Kira Bailey. I actually spent the money and I bought her hut. So I really, really love her. I almost own all the outfits in her collection. I do think, though, I would definitely change her appearance because she is very, very similar to Julie. I do own them both. I can tell them apart, but it's just kind of like sad that they're still selling Julie. Okay, so like, why would you make a girl of the year that looks super similar to her? But then again, I have to remember, like, my Kira is my 83's fraternal twin, so Sienna and Vienna, so then I wouldn't have the twins if I changed that. So I don't know. I kind of really was trying to figure out what to do with Kira, and her whole appearance, obviously, like with Julie, has basically been done before. So I was like, okay, we're just going to go with her appearance. And lastly, we have Corinne. So I knew this outfit was going to be the one thing I would change about Corinne. I was able to really bond with mine, and the colored hair does not bother me, but this outfit literally drives me insane. It's the one outfit in Corinne's collection that I do not like and I could not ever buy. It drives me absolutely crazy, but the rest of her collection is fine. This one, it bothers me so much, and I don't know, I can't remember if I've seen like pictures of people who actually own this outfit, so I don't know if it was very popular. All right, my friends, there you have the one, or in some cases two, things I would change about the Girl of the Year dolls. Let me know if you would like to see me do this for the historicals. I think it would be very fun. I probably will do it. Just let me know if you guys would like to see it. If you have not already, give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to join the fam, and tap that really cool notification bell so you know the exact moment I post a new video. Have a blessed day, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye, everybody.